What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have something really fun to look at. We have JP Tuesday, which we're going to take over and look at one of the bigger events, what the top two decks were, and then we're going to be talking about the rest of all the fun shenanigans we can look at. So without further ado, let's get in the video and talk about it. So first off, we do have winning decks from Digimon CG Guide. Definitely look them up. You can also use DigimonMeta.com to do it as well. So first off, Dukemon still holding strong, Gammonmon at 34, then purple good stuff, and then followed by purple hybrid, blue armors, Fenrir Luga, red hybrid, 7 Great Demon Lords, Mirage Galga, Taomon, green purple Imperialmon, Tyrannomon, Plants Fairies, Nature Spirits, Setcon, Deep Savers, Crossheart, Moon, Sun and Moon, Bird Beast, Terriermon, Nature Spirits, Nightmare Soldiers, Barbamon, Ice Clad, Zaphigamon. Then you have Pyramidi, Black Hybrid, Diaboro, Ancient Garu, Red Purple Imperialmon, Lucimon, Justimon, Edamon, Dorugamon, Mastemon, which is kind of cool. Aquatics, Lunamon. This is Galacticmon, Blue Flare, D-Reaper, Yellow Hybrid, Gammonmon, Gabumon, Millenniumon, Shakomon, Duffmon, Black Armors, and so on and so forth. We even have Royal Knights, which is getting some decent support coming in, which can lead to being something really great. So, taking a look though, I want to bring up purple good stuff. If you guys don't know what's happening with purple itself, there is a lot of variety happening. There is a lot of deck changes and everything like that. There just became such a good engine that you can play Nightmare Soldiers with it. You can do Lord Nightmon, anything like that. So now generically the top end can be whatever you want. It could be a bunch of Leviah with Lord Nightmon X. It can just be pure Lord Nightmon X. It could just be Leviah pure. It could be Lilithmon X. You know, there are so infinite possibilities of what the top end can be now that your opponent won't know until you start actually getting into your top end. So that is something to really think about when it comes down to deck design and everything like that, because decks really do have some trouble once you start getting into higher competitions when you don't know what the top end until you see the searches. And that will depend on everything, how the game flows after that. For us, at least, we can kind of get a game 2, game 3 sense of going, okay, so I know Leviah's in this deck. Now I know Batamon is what I'm facing. So stuff like that is vital information that JP players kind of just get that surprise attack from. So it's kind of cool just to get a look here. But Nightmare Soldiers, purple, good stuff is always going to be really strong. The only reason why I don't recommend this deck is it's quite expensive. It is dirt cheap if Protoform was not in the list. You could build this deck for cents on the dollars. But, you know, we are dealing with times of hard with Protoform X being a little bit expensive. Now, we do have another one from an Evo Cup, 4 rounds, best of 1 Swiss, but this one is none other than Rapidmon X. For the Rapidmon enthusiasts, especially because you have medieval Gammonmons in here, you know what? This is kind of pretty solid for a list in general. I think also this is the only card that is brand new that we're using from BT19, which can be substitute just going 4 of this. So, great on the aces. Tribumon Ace is a very powerful one, followed by, you know, Mega Gargomon. Wow, Magna Garuru. No, no, Mega Gargomon Ace. And then you do have 3 of the Vortex Warrior champs here. So just keeping this in mind that the deck runs phenomenally, and also having the Argomon level 5 kind of just be able to come in as a bridge step. And you know what? It might be worth taking a look at it. I think being able to lock down purple hybrid is kind of the good idea. So their matchups weren't something just pushed over. Blue Magna X is the only one that's kind of like a pushover, but Lord Nightmon X, Taomon Loop, and Nature Spirits are all competitively viable decks. It got 6th place, but you know what? It's something to worth take a look at, right? Then we do have another one. This is Skydimon. So if you guys take a look here, the only card you can't see is Chris Pyaeldra, but again, you can see the rest of the deck. You have Skydimon, we have, you know, Hexablow at 3, we do have, you know, Gabumon, and then you just build the deck with Iceclad in mind, And you know what? The deck runs quite smooth. This got second at a case tournament ran by, you know, the guy that, you know, topped 32 a nationals like 3 to 4 years ago in person. And they were the only all force player. If you know what I mean, you get the reference. But taking a look here, really solid, very, very, very clean. Now, Setcon is coming back in spades. If you guys don't know what Setcon does, Setcon is basically recovery, recovery, recovery. Your opponent's going to be hitting that security and regretting it all the time. With the Magnas, you can really set up to your opponent just having a bad day. And with, you know, Rapidmon Ace being able to manipulate some of these level 5s back onto the board to recover you stuff, you know, this can lead to being very troublesome for opponents to deal with. And with Mother D Reaper being able to be backed with Shoto and Tai Kamiya, making it a big blocker, so you can't just easily out it, it's just going to be a problem fest for a lot of players. This Setcon list is scary. It just leads players to be very mindful and fearful what can come down, and especially having like Zork Defeat being able to go on basically almost all your top end minus the Medieval Gammonmons, the Rapidmon Ace, you know, all these powerful cards can just lead to your opponent having a bad day. And I love that we have Eden's, you know, Heaven's Judgment in here, just being able to take advantage of your tricolor cards, your dual color cards. You have so much variety in colors. You have purple, black, yellow, blue, green, red. You have all perfect colorization in this deck, and you'll be able to, even white. So all these colors make it so that, you know, Heaven's Judgment, boom, your opponent's just losing their board. So just keep this in mind, especially when you come across this deck. And I feel like we're going to see this more and more as time goes on. We'll have to see if it actually pops up at locals, but this card deck is going to reemerge. And it's completely legal now. So let's take a look at Gammonmon. If you guys are noticing, they have one medieval Gallet, but they also are playing this, you know, what was classified probably the worst Gammonmon in history was the movie set BT-17 Secret Crisis. So, but this one is actually starting to attack more and more, but you have, you know, Gammonmon X's just doing their work. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of that, especially with upcoming formats. I'm really excited to see where we go. But we do have, like I said, I was going to put it up. This is the first place winner from Super Tamer Battle 2024 at Bandai Card Fest in Kuala Lumpur. So the champion took Purple Hybrid, and it's kind of expected, right? You know, with Nidhogg being able to, if you discard it, you gain memory, you know, having a promote the Ikaku promote thing, the guy that basically says when played rush, it's another substitution from the Mervamon play, and it's okay. We don't mind this shenanigans, right? We have the Duskmon, you know, Vulgarmon combo up and live, but we also do have the fact that we have the Ukumons just applying pressure. Sayoko might be something we tech in now, and we do have Gazes up the wazoo, but, you know, being able to have Rivals Barrage, you know, you have Jax Rage, you have Purple Mem Boost, just to help consistently check your deck is really useful, right? I think the deck is not going anywhere, and it's something you should be on the watch for all the time, especially in some matchups, right? Then we do have none other than Mirage taking second place. And are we surprised at this point? Mirage is just that powerful a deck. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, and a lot of players need to start realizing that if we are going into these formats, we need to be careful. Mirage needs to go, and the more and more this thing tops in larger events, the more eyes get on it. And you know how Bandai works. They look at Japanese results. Mirage definitely took a lot of tops across the board last format. This format, it's still getting in the top twos. This is a problem, and it's going to stay a problem until they hit it with a bat, or they take it out like Old Yeller out back. So, you know, just keep Mirage on the mind that this card can't stay in the format long. And I know people are going to go like, well, Mirage dies if you take it I mean, you have scrambles, you can get that one Mirage back and loop it a few times, but it means you're going to have to play the Evade Mirage. Stop saying Evade Mirage is not an acceptable replacement when Evade just makes it so it's protected. You know, you get to keep it on board, which is what you want to do. Just nothing compares to how powerful Mirage is. Being able to prevent searching is just way too huge and monumental in a card game, and basically sets you back. The only decks that can handle against Blue Dog Boy is Purple Dogs, or purple decks in general, because they keep their hands small. In all honesty, they are just not building up that big of a threat. So something like that is just to keep in mind, right? But all in all, we kind of got a good reference, and this is just vital information, and hopefully you guys find this information useful, especially once we start getting into the unification in a couple months, and we can cover a lot of English decks with JP decks included. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.